Well, I'm on the phone with Dwayne Crawford, as we are every Friday and Monday during football season. And, Coach, an odd night tonight because you're home. You're going to be able to watch the Red Sox hopefully beat the New York Yankees. But you've got a game tomorrow down in Thorndike against the Mount View Mustangs.
Yeah, huge game. I mean, this is, whoever wins this game is pretty much assured of a spot in the playoffs. So hoping we can get down there and take care of business and lock up a playoff spot this weekend. What time will you leave Ellsworth Saturday morning? 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So what, about an hour and a half down to Thorndike?
Yeah, should have put us there around 11:30. So, we'll get there, get dressed, get out on the field by noon or a little after to get warmed up, and then 1 o'clock we'll get after it and hopefully walk away with a W.
We've talked in the past about Saturday games. It's a little odd. You'll have your team dinner tonight, but you've got to make sure that everybody gets up tomorrow and actually has a fairly good-sized breakfast, because they're not going to eat lunch right before a game, and then by the time the game gets over, it's 3 o'clock. So, I mean, you've got to have something either early in the morning or mid-morning on the bus.
Yeah. I mean, they need. We'll tell them to get a good breakfast. Of course, we'll have a team dinner tonight, and bring a snack to eat around 10 o'clock or 10:30 or 11 before we get there, an hour or two before we get there, so you've got some fuel in your system, because you're not going to eat again until probably 4:30 or so. So it's a long day. Yeah,
Count Chocula breakfast does not count.
Yeah, no, it does not.
Even if it's with whole milk, it's not that's not the breakfast we're talking about.
Yeah, we don't want all that sugar running around your system so you crash a half hour later. No, that's definitely some carbs and some protein, pancakes and eggs and something along those lines to something that's going to stick with you in the morning.
Exactly. All right, so tell us, how has the week gone? I mean, we've done this enough times. You know that the tenor of practices generally indicate how well the boys will play on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, we've had a really good week of practice, and we've got we of course we only have 20, 22, 23 kids, but we've got some kids out there we can move around, and obviously we'd love to have Javon back for this game, but he's not going to be with us for a few more games. Hopefully he'll, if we lock up a playoff spot, he'll be able to play in the first playoff game. But we've got an experienced offensive line, and Chuck and Connor back there in the backfield, and then we mix and match back there with them, and we look really good. I mean, they know what the game plan is, both offensively and defensively, and they know what's on the line. And the keys to victory this week are offensive line and defensive line, and being on defense, being able to set that edge once again, and pass game. These guys throw the ball a lot, so being able to cover, and Coach McKay always has a good defensive scheme, and I think we've got a pretty good one prepared for tomorrow. So, we'll go out there, and like you said, the week leading up to gives you a pretty good indication of how you're going to do, and it's looked pretty good and pretty crisp practices, and we're down into this is week 6, believe it or not. So
I know.
At this point, you either know what you're doing or you don't, and we really haven't made any huge changes. So it's looking pretty good, pretty crisp, and I'm excited to go out there and try it out and see what it looks like against competition.
What do you know about Mount View besides the fact that they like to put the ball up in the air?
Boy, they've got a ton of different offensive formations, and they spread the field. They run T, they run wing T, they run double wing. They put trips out to one side. They put 4 receivers out to one side. I mean, it's do a lot of different things, and they throw the ball a lot. Watching different tapes against Orono, the first 6 plays were all pass plays. Against Stearns, they threw the ball probably 60% of the time, if not more. So a lot of passing out there, and they've got some good athletes and some good size. So we definitely have our work cut out for us tomorrow.
So obviously, communication amongst the defensive 11 is going to be key.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and there's a lot of different things that we've set up, and they definitely have to talk and know where they're supposed to be, the linebackers and the linemen, and which way they're going, and then on the secondary side and the outside linebackers, they communication is key out there. Whether you've got a crossing route or you've got a guy that's running in your area of responsibility, talking to one another and passing those guys off, because that's if we don't stop that pass game, it's going to be a long day out there.
What's on the menu for team dinner tonight?
Team dinner is going to be probably 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to try to get them out early and into team dinner, and then Coach McKay's going to Mananoncook to scout that game up there, and then I'm taking Connor, and we're going to head down to East Machias and watch Bucksport Washington Academy. So kind of get an idea or feel for those teams.
And what's being served at the dinner?
We're having hamburgers tonight, so we're going to load them up with protein.
There you go. There you go. All right, and then big news next week. The game at home will be on the Drive. It'll be telecast on 92.9 The Ticket as the game of the week.
Yeah, and I heard that this morning. I was listening this morning, and they mentioned that, and we're excited. And this is I think we first time this year we're actually mentioned in the LTC segment that Dale Duff does with Mike Archer at Orono. So it's a huge game, and definitely it has all the playoff implications. The winner of this has definitely secured a playoff spot, so it's as big as they get. And for us as a team and our young history, this is probably the biggest game we've played in to date, because it's early in the season, or not early, but it's
regular season,
regular season, and short of the playoff game we played in last year. This definitely is a huge thing for us. So.
All right.
Get fired up, and these seniors definitely want to get some post-game times or post-season times. So we're going to go out there and get after it and have a good day.
All right. It all starts tomorrow, 1 o'clock down in Thorndike against the Mount View Mustangs. Coach, best of luck. We'll talk to you on Monday, Columbus Day.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Okay.